This building here was built 1834, was completed around 1832, excuse me. It used to be a school which had nearly 50 young black children in school because school was segregated. From 1844 up until about 1858. Then the school was incorporated, brought into the school system, local school systems where they integrated the schools, and this was closed down as a school. The building itself has quite a history, from slavery till now. I think the best way to call it is what you see is what we try to represent. It's a community. It represents a people that had no history, told history. With this building, it identifies that group of people. The African-American part, the part of slavery, its connections to slavery, its connections to the city of Portland, the way this building serviced the city of Portland. It's going to a meeting house where the community can come in. But it tells the story, true story of black history, which is so critical to me going forward, because with some of the new people that are here, even we got the NBA coming in here, it has a history. It has a black history that most of the people here don't even know about. And that's the part of history that needs to be told.
The people would come from the wharf, which is only a few blocks away. They would come and they would land at the wharf. You would come from the docks to the Abyssinian Meeting House, and sometimes you would have to stop along the way. In the Freedom Trail outlines all of that. They had barbershops. The significance of the barbershops would be that they would sometimes go in there because they would have to change their appearance because the fugitive slave laws were enacted, which meant if they found you, there was money for you, and they would return you back to where you belong. So they had to disguise their appearance. They might stop at the tailor, that is also on there, on the Freedom Trail, to change your clothes. Secret messages were hidden. There's a history behind the tailor out of Boston who would hide messages for the slaves in there, where they had to go and what they needed to do. And so when you walk, it gives you a walk back in time, and we do it today, and brings you to the Abyssinian Meeting House, a place that was a meeting house for the African-American community. There's a couple of stories about this cemetery where the African-Americans were buried. They weren't allowed to bury them in the front, so they had to be buried in the back, which the front just so happens to now be Congress Street, which the back that was relocated for them is now the front of that cemetery. And so there were a lot of black people that are buried, a lot of the people from the community, the African Americans that are buried right there. For me, it becomes really important for people to understand the role that black people played in lives. So what we like to do is we do it through the arts. And so we have a partnership with Mecca right now, and in the Red Claws were here last year when we began this partnership with them, of bringing in the players and letting them understand and know the history here that's right here in this state that many people don't know about. The Abyssinian Meeting House sits on the Freedom Trail. They partner with the other organizations around town. We work together to bring awareness to the black history that is here in the city. And yes, we do work with other organizations, other churches, other business to get that message out, because the Freedom Trail, which was the Underground Railroad, was operated by white abolitionists. And it's about that partnership that made that successful, because the black people could not have made it without the abolitionists. The abolitionists needed us, in many instances, to do a lot of the work that we did. So it's about a joint collaboration, and that's what makes it always kind of great, when we all decide that this is a task for all of us. It's about getting the message out to everybody. And what we like to say here at the Abyssinian is every day is Black History Month at the Abyssinian. Any time of the year that you come in here, you're going to find out about the different things that take place in the country, in the world, pertaining to Black history.
Right now, as you can see, we're still standing, still moving ahead. That's the theme of the Abyssinian.
The Maine Red Claws are proud to join the NBA in celebrating Black History Month.